Hi, and welcome to my channel, Travel and Ted. This blog is going to be about retiring to the Philippines. Some of the things you might want to consider before you retire to the Philippines. Why I made the decision. The stuff I had to go through before I could actually make the move to the Philippines. There's a lot of stuff involved. So please stay tuned as I'll go over as much of the details as I can. In the meantime, I'm going to show you some pictures and background stuff while you listen. And I'll try to go over all the stuff I had to go through in order to get here and to live here in retirement. So please sit back and hope you enjoy my video. These are a couple of the videos which changed my mind and gave me the reason that I really wanted to move here, and this was the location I wanted. If you look at these videos, they're absolutely gorgeous. I thought the house looked great, looked solid. The beach looked excellent. It was a very quiet area. The ocean. What's not to love, eh? Yep. The Philippines. What a beautiful, beautiful place. I thought I'd get some video footage of this. That's pretty cool. Look at that, eh? Focus. There we go. Look at that. That's wild. Yeah, this morning's storm was really loud. Oh, look at the beach. Wow. Just noticing that. Look here. That's a lot of stuff. Big difference from yesterday, huh? Just all the trash just piled right up. All the wood, the debris from the ocean. I definitely need some pictures. So we went shopping yesterday and bought bug spray because we've been getting eaten alive. They've got these little tiny red, they call them chicken mites, I guess. They just seem to be everywhere. Fleas, jumping around. Go for a walk in the sand right beside the house here. They're all in the gravel and stuff, so every time we go for a little stroller, we end up bringing some back into the house. And they're a total nuisance, man. You get creeped out after a while. You feel like they're crawling on you and you're always scratching. Oh. We've got a spray. We're gonna get a fumigator to come and fumigate the house and the surroundings. Surround the house and the yard. Try to kill off as much of them as we can. They really bite. Poor Jank's got bite marks everywhere. Oh, they look horrible. Look at that. Doesn't that look awesome, right? Wow. That looks so cool. It's about 5 or 5:30 in the morning. Those guys out here, I don't know what they're looking for. They said they're looking for some kind of a a seed or something like that that they eat. It comes in from the ocean, fall off the trees. They've been in the ocean for a while, and it's supposed to be very tasty. Not so good. You can pick them off the tree, but they're not as good as when they come in from the ocean. No idea why. I haven't tried one yet. Sounds like a possibility. I'll let Jang try it first. Let's see how that goes. Anyway, there's my beautiful view this morning. Wow. Here are some things to consider before you decide to move to the Philippines. They get a record number of storms here. This is a tropical area, and you're going to get typhoons, earthquakes, volcanoes, cyclones. They get the occasional twister, tornado you call it. Now when I moved here, I just wanted to get away from the winters, from the cold. I didn't like the cold. So I kind of sacrificed short summers for a lot more rain, but I don't have to worry about the cold anymore. So when I go out for a walk, it's nice outside. Even if it's raining, it's still warm. Now some of the things I have to deal with here, this is my beach outside my house, and my house is on the beach as you've seen. We deal with fleas, red mites, they're chicken mites, a lot of flies, and these flies bite. Red ants, tiny little red ants, and these things bite hard. I got bit yesterday doing some work around the house, and yeah, it hurt. So, but this is in my location. Not all locations are like this. If you're in the city, you'll be dealing with less fleas and mites and stuff like that. But now you're going to be dealing with other things: cockroaches, rats, mice. You're still going to deal with mosquitoes. We get a lot of mosquitoes here as well. I'm getting used to it. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's not as good as I thought it would be, but I've gotten used to it, and this is what I really wanted. This is the decision I made. So before you move here, you need to ask yourself, like, what do you really want when you move here? Now, I started looking online, and what happened was I saw some properties and thought about building a house on them, and then I realized it was going to cost more than I wanted to spend. I didn't want to spend my life savings and be short. So I started looking at houses. While I was looking at houses, I started thinking about the volcanoes and earthquakes and typhoons and stuff. And I started looking more for a safer location that was going to be protected from these. Now, the reason why I chose Panay Island is it gets hit less than most of the other islands. It's kind of in the middle. We're protected here. We're protected from all sides. So we don't get the typhoons. We definitely don't get tsunamis. I picked the location on Panay Island that was less likely to have flooding because they get a lot of rain, and you don't want to be near any mountains or low-lying areas that are prone to flooding. So those are some of the things you have to consider. Your best bet is to find a location and rent an apartment or a condo for a month. Walk around, get to know the people, see what you really think, see if this is really for you, because when you make the move, it's pretty well permanent. It's difficult to go back. I knew that when I came here. It's just too expensive to go back. So what's done is done. I'm going to make the best of it here, and I've already started to adapt to it. I've been here almost a year now, and I've really started to like it. It took the good with the bad. When I bought the house, I thought that I was getting a good house. I was told the house was move-in ready. It was a great house, good location, solid foundation. Had hydro. Everything was good. So I bought it unseen. I had negotiated for the house for a couple of months before I made a decision to do it. Before I made the move. She threw in a whole bunch of upgrades and stuff that the house actually really needed. But these upgrades, as for the windows and the doors, were really not good. They were pretty cheap. So I had to replace all the windows in the house. The roof was leaking when I moved in. The house is only a year and a half old. The builder used young coconut wood. So before you buy a house, check and find out what the house was built with. If they used coconut lumber, then you're going to have problems with your roof. So we went with what do you call it? I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. We went with mahogany wood, and it's like it's a plastic metal, metaplast they call it. So we had to do that. We had to redo inside. We had to replace the ceiling because the leaks had destroyed parts of the ceiling, and it wasn't good. Wanted to make sure we got all the mold out. So they basically tore everything out, and we repainted inside. Found out that all the electrical wires were white and substandard. That could have caused a fire. So the person that built the house really cheaped out. You really got to do your homework before you buy the house. I would suggest don't do what I did. See the house first, and bring somebody that knows what they're doing. Somebody that knows what they're talking about when they come to see the house. It's too easy to get scammed here, and that's what they do. They try to make money off of these. They bought the property, built a house on it. They were going to turn it over for a profit. There was two people involved in owning the house and the ownership, so they both had to make a profit. I figured a little paint and plaster and maybe renovate the kitchen. We were going to be good to go, but no. So they added on a carport. They added on some glass shower doors, which were actually quite beautiful. They retiled the bathrooms. Our bathroom looks good. The other two bathrooms not so good. I chose some pretty bad looking tiles. I should have went with something different. It's too hard to retile. It's not cheap. I thought everything would be cheap here. Moved my furniture. It took 3 months to get here. We basically bought a patio table and 2 chairs to live off of. We bought a couple of reclining chairs to sit outside, and basically that was it. We waited for our stuff to come. We had an air mattress to sleep on, and we'll go over that. I got to discuss more. We will talk about the paperwork. Before I get to that, I'm going to show you some pictures of the house when we got there. Some of the stuff that was needed. That was the water tank. It was rusted out and leaking. We had to have it moved. We had to have a driveway put in because the driveway was all gravel like this, and you couldn't drive the car in there. That's a nice spider that was inside the house. These things are the size of your hand. They can bite, but they're not lethal. So the wife says she used to play with them when she was a little girl, but I don't know about that. These guys, they're putting up a wall there. That's the carport. This was a picture from Christmas, and we're going to show you some pictures of the house, what it looked like and how it looks now. But while we're doing that, I'm going to talk about when we came here, we were under COVID-19 restrictions, so we had to be married in order to travel here. Now, if you're coming here now, you don't need to be married. You can come here as a tourist or a visitor, a guest, vacation, whatever. You will need to get paperwork done before you come here if you're going to retire here, because anything over a month requires a visa. So we had to go to the police department. We had to get a letter, background check to make sure I had no criminal record. Had to go to the Philippine embassy. We had to prove we were married, so we had to go to the Philippine embassy. I needed to deposit $10,000 into a Philippine bank account recognized by the Philippine government. My consultant, however, didn't tell me this until I'd already arrived here. And make sure you check into that, because I don't know why, but he should have told me that before I left Canada. This was supposed to be done before then. It created a whole new problem. We had nothing but issues when we first got here. Just trying to get here was a pain because of COVID-19. It was terrible. This is a picture of the house before. We put up a water tower and everything, and this is during the renovations. We had to leave for 3 weeks. We were gone for 6 weeks, I believe, while they worked on the house. So we stayed at the various resorts, went to Boracay for a couple of weeks, and then Dumaguete, a few other places. What else did we need? We hired a consultant to do all the paperwork and everything for us, just to make sure that the transition went well. Not everything went according to plan. They missed quite a few things. These are pictures of Boracay when we were there. It was beautiful. I actually absolutely loved it. What else? There's there's so much to try to remember. It's been a year now, and a lot of stuff I wanted to forget. Our furniture wasn't arriving for 3 months. It was stuck in the ocean. So we had nothing to live on, no furniture. We had an air mattress to sleep on, no closet, nothing. Our clothes stayed in suitcases the whole time we were here. To go shopping, we had to take a tricycle to Nabaz, and a lot of times it was an hour away by van to Kalibo to buy groceries, regular groceries. The meat here is different. We can get meat in Boracay now. It's U.S. beef, so it's not so bad. But the meat here is not what you think. It's not going to be tender as you think it is. It's tougher meat. The chicken here is really, really good. The fruit and the vegetables here are awesome. So you're going to love that. They're very fresh. The meat, it's questionable. The pork is abundant, so it's really good as well. They got lichin, panzit, American food. Where I am is a little harder to find. I have to go to Boracay or Rojas or Iloilo to find good food. Those are more the cities, tourist areas. You'll find a lot more Western people going there, so they're going to have more Western style foods. When we got here, everything was pretty well closed down still. It was like pandemic times still. We needed travel passes to get around for a little while. That ended a few weeks after we got here. It was a nightmare trying to get around and get stuff. Here's a picture of what we slept on. That's our air mattress. That day we finally got our curtains up. We ordered air conditioning for the house, fridge, a stove, and we also ordered an overhead range, hood range for the stove. When we were in Manila under quarantine, so that this stuff would be arriving when we got here. it arrived a few days after we got here. The fridge and the stove, I think the fridge was already here when we got here. We had ordered that ahead of time and it arrived early, so we had a place to put our food and stuff. The realtor that was selling the house was nice enough to purchase, with the money we gave her, purchase a hot water boiler so we could have coffee, a toaster, fruit and vegetables, so when we arrived there was some food in the house for us, because we had to quarantine at the house for another 4 days, so we couldn't leave due to COVID-19, which wasn't bad here at all. It was pretty good. So we managed to get that. Made a few friends that helped us out. What else can I think about? Yeah, so we did a little bit of traveling after COVID-19 was done. We went to Boracay. We needed to get away from the house. The bugs, the geckos. We were getting mosquitoes and mites and fleas in the house. They were getting into the bed, blankets. We had to vacuum and dust every single day. It was pretty bad. So I'm going to show you the house. Here's a video I did with the house and what kind of condition it was in. So please enjoy. Yeah, so it's starting to leak again. As you can see, the roof is starting to let go. Look at this. Son of a bitch. And they said it was going to need a roof in a couple of years, 2 or 3 years. No problem. Right. Yeah, lovely. Everything into the bucket. And they get a lot of rain here. Phenomenal amount of rain. Phenomenal amount. But on a lighter note, we got breakfast coming, and what are we having, Jang? What's for breakfast, baby? Pansit. Wow, look at that, eh? Will we be having ant protein with that, or did we miss those? Ant protein.
Oh, it's included.
It's included, eh? Yeah. All the ants you can eat here. Lots of protein. Lots and lots of protein. We put these down. They work wonders. There was tons of them here, and I mean tons. This area was just loaded with ants coming and going. We put the trap down within a few days. There was nothing. But they're still coming and going from somewhere else. This house definitely needs a lot of work. As is said, move-in ready. Gonna show you the window.
Move-in ready, my ass.
Yeah, I know. Look at this. You can. That's the window. They made them look new. They painted them. They were all supposed to be like this, I think. New windows. These doors, they don't even lock properly. They just put them in yesterday. This door we found unlocked. Nice. There's the air conditioning unit we paid for. We had to install it because it's so damp in here. And muggy. Wow, it gets hot here. I knew there was going to be a bit of work, but I never expected this. Just look at this. That's how they keep the bugs out. Anyway. End of this vlog. I'll keep you updated. Signing out. Well, just so you know, the house is now finished, and in my next video I'll take some video footage of the house and how it looks now. They did a beautiful job. We replaced the roof, the ceiling, All the windows are replaced. They've been sealed up. We don't have the bugs and the critters getting in anymore. And as a recap, here's some pictures of our surroundings, Philippines. And I'm going to put up a list of the things that you're going to need in order to get your retirement visa here and to live in the Philippines. So if you'll bear with me, I will put this list together, and you can look it over, pause the video and have a look at it. Just make sure you do the things that I said before you come here. My motorcycle, it's still sitting in customs because the shipper did not do the documents properly, and it's been sitting there since December, and I'm really not happy with it. But we're fighting. I had to get a lawyer to get my bike. So if you're planning on bringing a vehicle, keep that in mind. Cross your T's and dot your I's. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will talk to you again soon. Please subscribe and like this video if you'd like to see more. Thanks for coming out.